Hello everyone. On today's podcast, that's what I'm going to start calling myself. That's what I'm doing. I am going to show you the Zeiss Photofusion extra gray lenses with the amber gold flash mirror and Jesus's Versace $21.99. But first, a word from our sponsor. This is freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. My name is Seymour Better. I am the hardest working optician in the industry, so I tell myself. But you can call me Mo Better, because I'm have you seen Mo Better looking Mo Better, and show everyone else how I bring that loving feeling back to glasses when I cut Jesus's lenses. Now, Jesus got, as I mentioned, the Zeiss Photofusion Extra Gray with the amber gold flash mirror, and are you ready for this? The Italian leather Versace case. Look at this bad boy. Look at it. But first, look at the cleaning cloth that comes with it. You're getting all the manufacturer's thing. Now, you can buy lenses only, or you can buy this frame. This frame comes in 4 colors. Shiny black, matte black, Havana tortoise, and Blanca white. I'm guessing that's what it is. I'm trying to learn Spanish, literally, as we speak, in the moment, in the now moment. I'm trying to learn Spanish. But it comes with the Medusa emblem on the front of each frame. If you don't know that Medusa emblem, it is what's on the front of the box there. And of course, this one is white with gold trim going around it. The shiny black has gold. Actually, I think the matte black may have silver, and the Havana I don't know. So, but I'm gonna pop out the original demo lenses and install its prescription lenses. And on today's podcast, I'm going to teach you what your doctor won't share with you, why your prescription, by the way, you get all the manufacturer's original packaging, but why the prescription lenses that I'm installing will correct your vision and why you have vision problems to begin with. So, I'm going to put this frame into the tracing element of my blocker. I'm going to assign it a barcode number, which is 3741. So, Jesus is secret agent 3741. So years from now, should he ever need new lenses, I can mail them right to his home. I'm going to hit the start button. A little stylus is going to pop up, go around, trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy any frame that I offer and you'll receive 1 free pair of clear, single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase. Now, I do not accept any vision insurance plans, but I can provide to you, upon request, an itemized receipt that you can file with your insurance company and get your out-of-network reimbursement sent to your home in the form of a check. And if you have a mobile banking app, you can take a picture of your check and deposit it right into your account from the comfort of your home. Now, same thing for the health savings account flex dollars. You'll get your full reimbursement from that. Now, that is the shape that I'll be cutting. I'm going to move on to the next screen, and I need to enter the pupillary distance, which he gave me as 70 divided by 2. 1 for each eye is 35. So the computer starts at 32.5. So I'm going to tap the plus button a few times to, oops, I overshot it, till we get to 35. I want to raise the optical center height up to 27. I'm going to go 2.5 millimeters above the center and cut it at 27. This is normally I go 2 above center, but because this is a deeper frame, I decided, you know what, I'm going to throw in an extra 0.5 millimeter, because boy, that makes such a difference, doesn't it? 0.5 millimeter. Okay, so I need to get his lenses prepped. This is marked right. So I'm going to take the lens out of the packet. I'm going to turn the axis wheel to 170, which corresponds to his astigmatism correction, and I'll explain what all that means a little bit later. I'm going to put the power drum, actually let's make sure it's on 0, and it is. Put the power drum on -1/4, put the lens in, rotate it until the spherical component comes into view first. Check the astigmatism correction, turn that over, because I always like to use the top half of the lens. Now I can check your astigmatism correction, and I'll explain what all that means later. But in the short story, if you want to know whether you're going to need glasses at some point in your life, you just have to ask yourself a few questions. Is it dark when you close your eyes? then if the answer is yes, then at some point you're going to need glasses in your lifetime. Are you hungry just before you eat? And if the answer is yes, then you're going to need glasses. Are you sleepy when you wake up? Again, if the answer is yes, then at some point in your life, you're going to need glasses. Now, did I do this right? Let me see. Minus a quarter, minus 250. We're at minus 275. Let's just see. Is that going to... If I flip it this way, I think that's going to work, but hang on, let me just double check something. I'm going to double check some things here. So, 170, I'm just going to make sure it's going to cut out minus a quarter. Why does nothing ever go according to plan? I actually was going to do this earlier, but my GoPro battery was dead, so I had to charge it. And the show must go on, so that's why I did that. This is funny. It should be cutting out a little differently, but that's okay. We can keep going. I'm going to make this happen. Okay, that is good. That is good. Now we can start doing the left lens. And one thing I always do is highlight the prescription, so you know you're getting the manufacturer's exact packaging. This is the right single vision lens, Photofusion and polycarbonate. The EXG is extra active gray. The DuraVision mirror flash amber gold. Highlight his prescription and do the same thing for the left lens. And if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Oh, I know it's a bad joke, but you'll be telling it tomorrow. All right, so I'm going to take the left lens out of the packet, turn the axis wheel to 178. Put the power drum on -1. Rotate the lens until the spherical component comes into view first. And that's looking better. Make sure the astigmatism is lined up correctly. -1. Let's go ahead and check the power of that. -350, so that is good. He has slightly higher than average astigmatism, which I refer to as crazy stigs. That's a medical term. I'm not sure exactly what it means. Put an L on there for left. And again, let me recap. So, this is a block, or as I like to call it, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. This is a stapler. I've got no need for it, so I'm going to put that away. Alright, so, but I do need a double-sided adhesive sticker, of which I've got 2 here. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick this one onto the first block. Do the same thing now for the second one. Place that onto the platform. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. On the back is a silver magnet. That silver button is a magnet. It's going to do a job twice. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there into the chuck. And I've got all that laid out as such. The reason why I put those 3 dots on there, it tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. And I want to do some things here. Hang on 1 second. Just checking something. And get everything lined up as such. I always like to make sure the lens is large enough to fit, and it is. So, always get quiet when I concentrate. Hit that button, the arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the lens that ain't right, which I can identify with. I ain't right either. Pull the sticker away, line up the magnet. Same pupillary distance, same optical center height. Make sure that everything is laid out in there perfectly. Make sure the lens is large enough to fit. And it barely is. Let me move that out of the way so I can see better. And go up here. Okay. Let me check one thing. Nope, that's right. That is correct. That is correct. Get everything lined up as such. Hit that button. The arm's going to come down. Place the block onto the left lens. Now this is the tracer. This is the blocker. This is what's known as the edger. It weighs 200 pounds. It costs $40,000. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own lenses at home, and you will need this guy with the 2 thumbs and the bad jokes to do it for you. But the actual cutting wheel is this diamond crusted wheel. is going to grind away your lens material. This wheel in the center, that little V-shaped bevel, is going to put the bevel on the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. Now I'm going to wake up the computer. Job ID number 3741. 3741, or as I like to say, installment 3741 of my 330 million volume series of making a pair of glasses for everyone in America. So these are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic, or Trivex, I would select that material, but I'm going to stick with polycarbonate because it's my lens material of choice. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens, but I am going to place one on the rear concave surface, and I'll explain why later. So actually I'm going to do one more thing. Let's see if I can possibly move the bevel manually. I'm going to place the magnet into the job. The magnet's going to do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I just don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. Did I mention free bad jokes with the purchase of every pair of glasses made? So I'm going to hit the green start button. The dirty door that Secret Agent 2840 is going to gripe about, and rightfully so. But the lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame on the first go around. And then the second one is measuring the thickness to know where to place the bevel for the least amount of edge thickness showing. But I'm going to override that this time, and I'm going to manually tell it where to place the bevel because I'm just in that kind of mood. Okay, we're good to go there. So I'm going to hit the start button. The cutting wheel is going to start spinning. In a moment, water will begin splashing at the back of the machine. That's there to catch the optical sawdust. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, meaning that no water sprays onto them while they're cutting. Unlike plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex that cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle. Now, water will spray onto these lenses, but only to wash away the optical debris that you may see beginning to form on the edge of the lenses. But the reason why I like polycarbonate, they are 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics grade lens material, the same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel and from flying debris. It has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. Speaking of protection, it comes with the industry's hardest scratch coating. Now, Jesus got the Photofusion Extra Gray. One of the nice things about that is that it has 50 to 70% blue light protection built into the lens. We know with the sun's, well, you hear about the harmful electronic device, the harmful blue rays, emitted from today's electronic devices such as cell phones, tablets, computer screens, and of course the #1 source of blue light on the planet. Anyone? Bueller. That's right, it's the sun, the source of life for this planet. But so, you have the complete amount, the total amount of protection from everything in one lens. You have 100% UV protection in the lens. You have 50 to 70% blue light protection built in. You have the gold mirror on the front of the lens. You have their own DuraVision Sun back surface anti-glare coating on the back surface of the lens. So you have maxed out protection while looking very good, if you don't mind me saying so myself. So, now, a dark lens absorbs the sun's rays. A mirrored lens reflects it back, making it 20 to 30% darker than just a tinted lens. So for years and years, transitions would just turn dark outside. Now you can choose from 5 colors: silver, gold, green, blue, or red. Of course, Zeiss calls the gold amber, it calls the silver white, it calls the green jade, it calls the blue sapphire, and the red ruby red. It's just their own proprietary names. Now water has begun spraying onto the lens, so it tells me it's in the last 20 seconds of the cutting cycle. Out from the front comes a spinning disc, a very small disc. That's what's applying the safety bevel to the back surface of the lens. It's just giving it really smoothing out. Now the edge of the lens is not that sharp to begin with, but I want everything to be extra smooth, so should any portion of this lens protrude from the back of the frame, which it won't, but should any of it do it on stronger prescriptions and come in contact with the cheek, I want it to be nice and smooth. Now in just a moment I will open this door with my mind. If you like that, I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I just have to stare at it for a couple hours to get it to melt. Now scientists have studied that phenomena of mine, but the one thing they cannot figure out is why I seem to melt ice quicker in the summertime than I can in the winter by staring at it. So if you think you know the answer, write it down on a $100 bill and mail it to me, and I will read your answer on the air. You don't even have to include your name. I'll recognize your handwriting and give you credit. Now the reason why I put the safety bevel, hello, is this on? That again, that's as funny as I get. The reason why I put the safety bevel on the back surface of the lens, a little more optical sawdust to get off, is that I'm going to tuck the lens in at the outside corners. As I press down, if it were too large, it snapped in there easily. But if it were too large and I would have to take it down some more, I do not want to force a mildly rough edges against the front of the frame, possibly marring or messing up the finish. So you want a perfectionist like me cutting your lenses. I would cut every pair of lenses for now. Hint, hint, spoiler alert. They get shipped worldwide. I am in the process of hiring people to do some of the edging for me, and you may just see that coming up, but I'm gonna overview everything and train everyone to show them exactly how everything should be cut. I'll move this over to L, which again is Latin for not right. Place the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, the Chuckarama, or today I'm calling it the Jesus, which by the way I practiced in full disclosure before doing this video. I have my real life, real-time tutor teaching me how to say that name, and to say the name Houston and Tejas. I'm trying to learn Spanish. I'm trying to learn math too. I have failed math so many times I can't even count. But we'll see how many times it takes me to learn Spanish. So we flipped over to L. I'm going to hit the start button. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by the two white styluses again, making sure that the lens is large enough to fit into the frame on the first go round. And you can see as it's tracing the shape of the left lens. And again, it's measuring. I'm manually moving the bevel because I was concerned about his higher than average astigmatism to give him the best cosmetic look. Let me hit the start button. Now I can go ahead and take the block off, pull the sticker away, use my hand approved drying method, drop that in there, add to my sticker collection. It is growing, it is growing. As it gets bigger, I had to put the shield between it and the wall because I was pulling off paint and just making it bigger and bigger. So come down here to the lensometer, do what's known as final inspection, turn the axis wheel to 170, put it in. Let's make a new black dot. That one got smudged. Put it in. Okay. And as prescription reads -1/4, -250 at 170. I'm getting -1/4 in the red, not the black positive number, the red minus. That's because the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. It starts literally, well, at 0, which we in the industry call plano, which people in Tejas call a city, but it goes up one step, 1/4, so he's on the first rung of a ladder. Now, the minus sign means that he is nearsighted, so he has one step of far-sighted correction. Now, that's not very much, so most of his prescription in the right eye is astigmatic. Uncorrected astigmatism, of which he has 2.5 diopters of, makes 6s and 8s look like the letters P and F. Think of it as the fine-tune knob. That's why we turn the knob to 170. Now I'm going to check the astigmatism correction. And we're at -275, going away from 2 towards 3. We're one tick mark away from 3. That's because, remember high school math, you add 2 like signs together? Well, I'm glad you remember it. I don't. Let's say that someone borrowed a quarter from you, then they borrowed another $2.50. They would owe you $2.75. That's where at 275 in the red. Now his left eye, he needs a full diopter. Now, so the diopter, the 1 is here. 90 degrees away is the astigmatism correction, which is a steeper curve, and it's how we line those two curves up to make everything nice and crisp. It was 170 for the right eye, 178 for the left. Now, he needs a full diopter, 4 steps, to see far away. Then an additional 2.5 diopters, so we're going to end up at minus 350 for that one, if all goes well. So the first two numbers are real values to be concerned with. The last number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. So again, we're going to turn 0 to 90 to 180, 270 down below for those of you in Australia, keeping score below the equator. But for the right eye, we're going to turn it all the way to 170. For the left eye, we're going to go a little bit further to, well, 178. So he has 8 degrees of separation from him and Kevin Bacon's prescription. Hello, is this on again? That's as funny as I get. So, it's now getting the safety bevel on the back surface of the lens. Gotta be safe. Safety first. You can dance if you want to and leave your friends behind, but if your friends don't dance, they don't dance, well, they're no friends of mine. Come on, anyone remember the safety dance? Or if you just blocked out that part of the 80s or 90s whenever that song came out. So, dry everything off. Make sure, oh, there's a lot of optical sawdust on the lens, so I'm going to use my thumbnail to get the last of the Schwarf. May the Schwarf be with you. But it's not, because I'm going to scrape it off. Now, if you can see, I love it when it comes off in one piece, but there's still a little bit of optical sawdust on the edge of the lens that the water didn't get off. So I run my thumbnail around the back of it. Let's make sure all of it's off the front as well. And once I'm satisfied that I've removed all the Schwarf from the edge of the lens, I collect it neatly into one pile on the counter, and then I wipe it on the floor. My wife hates that. She always says, why do you do that? But to remind kids that, kids, I went to college to learn how to do this, so if you want to grow up and make a mess at work, you gotta stay in school. That's me nodding my head. I don't know why I do that, but oh, forgot to put the dot back on the lens. So get everything lined up. Dot, dot, dot. So I have the side I'm working on closest to me and tuck it in at the outside corner. Press down. It snaps right in. We can take this block off. You know what? Let's try a 3-point shot. Well, let me pull the sticker away, dry that off, add to my sticker collection, step back and shoot the 3. Oh, look at that. Money. The black dot is still on there, so I'm going to come down here, turn the axis wheel, the fine-tune knob, to 178. That corresponds with his astigmatism of the left eye. Read the power, and I'm getting -1. Exactly halfway between 0 and 2. That's where you will find 1. Now he has an additional 2.5 diopters of astigmatism, and when that comes into focus, we're at 3.5, exactly halfway between 3 and 4, which is where you're going to find 3.5. Now the last couple steps of final inspection is, let me clean up my mess as I go along here. Measure the pupillary distance, which is 70, the optical center height, which is 27. I'm going to turn the card around, place the PD stick against my thumb, and when we measure on the left lens, we're getting 70 millimeters. Now the optical center height, not to the bottom of the lens, but to the middle of the plastic, because the lens goes halfway into the plastic, and we're getting 27 millimeters. That is perfect. 27 millimeters, that is perfect. Man, the kit is good. Now the last step, well, is to get it in final in standard alignment, but this is the point in every video, that as I clean your lenses, I mention that there's free shipping anywhere in the US, and Houston, Tejas is still in the US. See, I'm practicing. But when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that the frames could be too loose or too tight. However, there is an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and I'm no different. I'm part of that 80%. But because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments for you if you ask them. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first. known as a 3-point stance, 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. Set on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. Now when I take mine off and press down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. Again, for those of you keeping score at home, I'm wearing my own Christian eyewear brand, designed in USA by me. And this is model number Philippians 4:13, which is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. If you'd like to see this frame, I'll have just go to christianeyewear.com and click on Philippians 4:13. It comes in 3 sizes and 4 colors. Now I'm going to flip this over, press down. There is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. Now again, I mentioned that every optical shop, well 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments. It only takes about 30 seconds to adjust a pair of glasses perfectly. So just stop by your local place and tell them if it's too loose or too tight or high on one side, and they'll adjust it for you. Now if I'm sending out lenses only, you don't need to, well maybe you need to do it for your frames, I don't know. But that's just all the options. Now this is what they look like indoors while they are clear. I'm going to go ahead and expose them to an extra strong burst of ultraviolet light. Now as you move it around, you can slightly see the gold mirror reflection. It looks like a gold anti-glare coating. I have DuraVision Platinum on the front of my lenses, which has a bluish hue to it. This is just like the gold anti-glare on steroids. Let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing again. But on the back of the lens, it still looks gold. Actually, hang on, I got to clean some smudges off. So I send out a selfie request in every package. I'd love to have 2 pictures of you, Jesus. One with you indoors with them clear, one with you outside showing the gold mirror. But I also send out instructions not only on how to care for your frame and lenses so they'll last you for years, but I send out instructions on how to care for the premium microfiber cloth that I provide with the Versace emblem in gold right there. But for the Zeiss cleaning cloth that you're going to get and your Versace cleaning cloth, so it too will last you, and how to care for your case so it too will last you for years. No other seller does that on the internet, I am told. But again, you see the gold mirror on the front to the gold mirror on the back, but I'm going to expose them to a strong burst. Hang on, I still see something on there. I want to clean a little mo better. There we go. That's off now. A little optical sawdust was still there, but it looks gold on the back of the lens for now. This is a pretty cool trick. When I activate them, you will see the green of the DuraVision Sun back surface anti-glare, which is what Zeiss puts on their premium polarized lenses. So I'm going to go ahead and give them a strong burst of ultraviolet light. Now as you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for the photochromic lenses to darken. A little bit longer when you come back inside, 45 seconds to a minute 15. Now this is important, pay attention. All photochromic lenses turn dark on day 1 and continue to darken every day for the first couple weeks are exposed to the sun. After that, they will work for years at maximum performance. Now, you see the gold mirror on the front. When Jesus looks out, he sees the extra dark gray. When people look at him, they see the gold mirror. Now, on the back of the lens, you can now see the anti-glare coating, the green of the DuraVision Sun back surface anti-glare, which normally costs $69. The flash mirror is $69, so essentially you're getting one of the 2 for free, either the mirror or the anti-glare, because they're both $69. But as I was saying, now the Photofusion Extra Gray will get 30 to 50% dark behind a windshield. They're also temperature sensitive, meaning they will get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. But I remind everyone, when it's 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Nobody or nothing works 100%. When it's 100 degrees outside, we all work much better when it cools off. Having said that, the Zeiss Photofusion Extra Gray is designed for extra active people who spend extra amounts of time, and it will get darker in hotter weather, like especially the heat goes through every day in Houston. And they've just gotten pounded by some unfortunate weather from hurricanes a couple years ago that just stalled above the city and flooded it, to the power outage when it was cold and everything froze and the water pipes were bursting in people's homes and apartments, and just, man, Houston has gotten the worst of it in the last couple years. But as I keep talking, these will get lighter and lighter and return back to virtually clear. Now if you have any questions, go to the contact me page of the website. You can email me directly at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. But if you're at the website, scroll down to the bottom of the page, sign up for our newsletter, our email list, and you'll get notified when there's new frame and lenses that are available, as well as discounts or any promotions I may be offering. You can also leave a question or in the comment section below. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as Free Prescription Lenses, on Twitter as Free RX Lenses. But Jesus, this is actually his second purchase. He got some lenses in the Versace 4296. Now this is the Versace 2199. This happens to be color 1002. But again, this frame comes in 4 colors: the GB1, the classic shiny black and gold, the matte black, and I believe silver, and of course the tortoise, which I believe comes with the gold accent and trim on there. Has the gold going across the top, the gold Versace emblem, the Medusa emblem, the Versace printed on both. It matches the case that it comes in. So again, Jesus, thank you so much for your repeat business, and thank you for your patience. These mirror coatings normally take about 2 weeks, but are taking a little bit longer than normal. I'll have a link in the description below if you want to see this frame on the website. Now this frame sells for $290. No charge. You get free prescription lenses with the purchase of any frame. If you buy lenses only, I do charge $49 for single vision lenses, and $179 for the Zeiss Light D digital freeform progressive lenses. No matter what lens you get, the Photofusion Extra Gray adds $129, and the silver, gold, or green, blue, or red anti-glare, flash mirror adds $69. Look at me, I should have had a total already. Did I mention that I'm not good at math? I'm bad at 4 things: names, faces, and numbers. So, the again, hello, is this on? That's as funny as I get. So, combined is $488 tax-free. The reason why I point out tax-free now is that I'm in North Carolina. North Carolina considers eyeglasses a medical device, and there's no tax collected on medical devices, and that's how I'm able to remain tax-free. So, and of course, free shipping anywhere in the U.S. But thank you for watching. Thank you for the purchase of your repeat business, Jesus, and hopefully everyone else has now gotten a chance to see how I bring that loving feeling back to glasses. Thank you.